Welcome to the American Council of the Blind of Virginia's Voices of Vision, a live Zoom broadcast where we conduct 30-minute interviews with inspiring guests making an impact in the blind and low vision community. ACBVA is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We appreciate your support. Enjoy the show. Hi, everyone. I'm Deborah Hill, and this is the American Council of the Blind of Virginia's Voices of Vision. We are so excited to be here today. And of course, I have my host, Maria Evangelista, here.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, or whatever time it is at your place.
And also our wonderful tech support and treasurer, Teresa Breeden.
Hello, everyone.
And we are welcoming our great guest today, Jeremy Grandstaff. Welcome, Jeremy.
Oh, Deborah,
Hi,
Maria,
Jeremy.
it's so great to be with all of you. Teresa, always great to be with you as well. Thank you so much for having me on the podcast today. I really appreciate being here.
You are
We love to
so
have you.
welcome. We're happy to have you and so excited to hear what you have to say about tech. That's what it's all about today. Tech that talks back. All right. Well, before we really get started into that topic, Jeremy, we would love to just first of all recognize your partner on this wonderful seminar that you're going to be doing. The workshop is Stan Goen, and he could not be here today, but we thank you, Stan, for your contributions to this subject, and we look forward to seeing you at the convention. And so we're going to begin, Jeremy, with you talking about yourself, just sharing a little bit about who you are and how you became involved with ACBVA.
That is a great question. And again, it's just so great to be with you all. I'm so honored to be part of this conversation. So I actually grew up in Ohio. I was a kid from a small town in Marengo, Ohio. I've been blind my whole birth. I have two brothers and a sister. My sister is actually 3 years younger than I am. She can see perfectly, lives here in DC, and runs a blog called My Brothers, the letter R, blind.com. If you ever want to know more about my story, that's a great place to do it because we talked about it. My two little brothers, one is 11 years younger than I am. His name's Dustin. He lives in Ohio, very heavily involved in ACB. And then Corey is 12 years younger than I am. He lives in Washington and he plays key roles within NFB. So for me, most of my career, so my background is learning and development, right? Organization development. And so part of my training is you're never really supposed to be swayed by one or the other. And so most of my career have kind of positioned me where it's my job to be involved in everything that I can be in. Right. My last job specifically was for a company that dealt with accessibility. And so as part of that, I wanted to really make more of an effort in checking out ACB. So last year, I joined up with ACB of Virginia. And Deborah, I'm one of those people, Maria, I'm one of those people that just likes to kind of dive in head first, right? There's no like, let me sit on the sidelines. It's just
I
not
can
my
tell.
style, right?
Sink or swim.
That's right. So I joined the programming committee. I figured that with my learning and development background or my professional development background, that was probably the best place where I could make a significant contribution to the organization. And that's how we got here.
Oh, great.
Well,
That's wonderful.
That's very good. I understand you're gonna be involved with the in our upcoming convention. Why did you choose that topic, and why do you think it's important to do that on the convention?
Well, that's a great question, Maria. And I think, honestly, the workshop itself was born out of a conversation with the planning committee, right? So the planning committee is talking about what do we think would be the best things that are going to help people, that are going to really position people for better independence and to, get the skills that they need, right, to be able to do the things that they want to do. And technology was a critical issue for people who are blind. I mean, it just is. If we're not using technology, I personally feel we're limiting ourselves. So I've ran a a tech workshop for other organizations. I know Stan is very heavily involved in tech. And I think based on what the committee talked about and conversations that I had with Stan, we just both felt that we would have a lot to share and that this would be an opportunity to really tap into some of the cutting edge stuff that's happening in technology and specifically AI right now.
Right. Yes, AI is a hot topic right now. It certainly
Yes,
Everywhere.
is.
yes, it is.
Well, when you were preparing for your topic, were there any goals or objectives you had in mind, or anything that you really want people to get out of the workshop?
Well, I have to tell you, the tech that talks back thing really spoke to me, right? Because I was like, most of the things, now don't get me wrong, there's Braille as well, right? But I believe that Braille is just another form of communication and talking. And so even things that write Braille, technology that writes Braille, that's still talking back to me, right? So tech that talks back. And our goal really was to kind of do this intro where we talk about everyday strategies that we were using and kind of focus it on AI and assistive tools, right? Thinking that AI is a hot button topic right now. Assistive tools is always something that you want to give a little bit of exposure to, especially for those that, maybe we have seasoned techie people in the room, and maybe we're going to have people who are just figuring out where to start. We had to do something that we felt was going to connect with both of those groups in a unique way. So what we're looking at doing at the workshop is spotlighting some real strategies that Stan and I both use in our everyday lives. Talk about some cool tools, I like to say, that we're using and everyday solutions that we're using. And we kind of want this to be interactive, right? So we want people to come and learn. We also want them to be able to share what's working for them. And maybe if we do our jobs well, participants are going to start to incorporate strategies for technology and how they can use that in their everyday life. To me, that's the ultimate win. If somebody walks out and says to us, wow, this is something I'm taking away and this is how I'm going to apply it to my work tomorrow, that is a clear win for this workshop. So I hope that answers the question.
Yes, I
Oh,
think you did. That
yes.
was very clear.
Yes. Well, actually, I am one of those people who's so afraid of changes. But you know that we can't help to see but change, nothing but change. And we can't live without AI anymore these days. I'm one of those people who's so afraid to use the AI technology. And that's what I guess that's what you're gonna talk about during the workshop. How um how would you advise people not to be apprehensive, or not to be biased regarding using AI or technologies? Just like me, I'm
So,
afraid of it.
so do you mind if I ask you a very quick question before I answer this?
Nope, I don't. Go ahead.
Okay. Tell me what makes you afraid of AI.
Oh, because I would think that I am not very techy and it's so hard to learn it. But believe it or not, I'm kind of using it because I'm colorblind. Okay. So now I'm using the Be My Eyes, huh? And it's really very
Ah,
helpful.
okay. So what I love about that is that's your story,
Yes.
right? That is your aha moment, if you will. Let me tell you mine. Is it, if it's okay, I'm going to tell you mine.
Yes, please do.
So this is, I think, maybe 1 or 2 years ago. It was right at the height of IRA, right? When IRA had first come on, and I was at an airport that used IRA, and I had been waiting for someone to meet me at the gate, I want to say for 30 minutes. And I was so frustrated, and I felt helpless.
I could
And
just picture you.
I do not like to feel helpless, right?
Yes.
Like that is it is just a drive within me that comes from my parents saying, you're going to face challenges your whole life, figure out how you're going to fix them, and we'll give you that feedback if you want it, but we're not going to tell you how to do it, right? And so independence was quote unquote bred into me, right, from an early age.
Mm-hmm.
And so after waiting for 30 minutes for someone to come and help me get to the gate, I got so frustrated. I pulled out my phone. I saw that IRA was free at this airport, and I called an IRA agent. And I went from that particular gate to the next gate with nobody talking to me other than the IRA person. And I
Wow.
thought to myself, oh wow, this is amazing.
Yes.
Right?
Mhm.
Now, jump ahead to when we saw AI come on, whether it's Ira AI, Be My Eyes AI.
Mm-hmm.
And I am with my family. We are going on vacation. And one of the things, I love my brother in law. He's amazing, my sister's husband, but he can see. And my sister and him love doing drives through the mountains. They absolutely love it. And it just does nothing for me. It really doesn't, right? As a
Yeah,
blind
yeah.
person, it just doesn't. But we stopped as a family, and they were talking, my parents and my sister and my brother's wife who can see, and they're all talking about this view. And I grabbed my phone and I took a picture of it with,
Mm-hmm.
I think, I don't even remember which one it was, Ira or Be My Eyes, one of the AIs, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it described the picture to me.
And you appreciated it.
And it was eye-opening, for lack of a better phrase, right? It was
Yes.
just this one moment where I was like, oh my gosh. And I showed it to my brother-in-law, and I said, this is the first time that I've been able to experience even close to what you're experiencing. And my brother-in-law, Don, reads what AI came back with, and he goes, holy moly, I didn't even see the town down there that it sees. That's
Yes.
really cool. And it made him zone in on the picture. I think AI is scary,
Mm-hmm.
but it's necessary.
It's fantastic.
It is absolutely fantastic. And as blind people, for me to be able to use AI to create pictures that I can use in my social media posts. Now, let's be honest, they may not be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why in every post that you see me do that, there's a line that says, and this image was created with AI by a blind person, right? So if
Yeah.
it's not perfect, that's how it is. But sighted people, no matter how much I don't like it, sighted people do not read something unless there's a picture to grab their attention. And if I want to live in a world where people can see, and that is the majority, then I have to embrace AI just like everybody else because it opens doors for us. Now, we need to be cautious, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got to be cautious, but we also have to be open to the idea that as blind and low vision people, AI opens up doors for us. So we need to be cautious about how we use those
Mm-hmm.
tools, just like You have to be cautious with your cane, cautious with your dog guide, cautious with, who you ask for help. But AI is something that if we are smart about it, can actually give blind people increased advantages when it comes to employment, socialization, and quite frankly, happiness.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
you're sighted because of it, really.
So
So
thank you,
I don't
Jeremy.
know.
That
I don't know
was
that
a
I like to say it. I don't know that I like to say it that
wonderful,
way, right?
and
But go ahead,
valuable.
Deborah.
That was a wonderful and valuable story that you shared. And, we're looking forward at the convention to hearing all of our members share similar stories or be encouraged and inspired by hearing stories like that, especially in regards to technology. And so, our last question to you, Jeremy, is how would you encourage people to come to the state convention?
Well, okay, Deborah and Maria. So here's the deal. If you're an ACB member in Virginia, Maryland, DC, West Virginia, North Carolina, Delaware, right within distance, this is one you want to come to. It's a no-brainer. Do it.
Yeah.
Right? That's just straightforward. Now, me personally, remember, by trade, I'm a learning and development and a coach guy, right? So if somebody says to me, hesitant, I don't know if I should come, I don't know if this is a good use of my time, I actually do it by asking the right questions. So the questions would be, um, the questions would be, so I would first say, so assuming you review the agenda, how did the agenda resonate with you? Which would tell me, one, whether they actually reviewed the agenda or not. And number two, if they had, what they liked about it, right? So that'd be the first place I'd start. Then I'd say, so help me understand what's holding you back from coming. And actually, Maria, I kind of used a similar strategy with you on the AI, right? I said, so what is your biggest fear about AI? And if you guys listen to Maria, Maria actually sold herself on using AI by the time she answered my question.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so if I did this right, what I would get them to understand is that coming to the conference, I mean, you come to it for the topics, for the agenda, for the community, for the networking, for the self-development, right? And so if you can find out what that hurdle is for them to come, most of the time, that conference or convention, I'm sorry, I use the two words interchangeably. I know that's frowned upon, right? But in my world, we call them conferences. And so coming to the convention is a no-brainer, usually because there's going to be something there that's going to help resolve that hold up for them.
Well, and the good news is, Jeremy, that technology can also help you participate in the convention because you can also attend virtually. So
You
we thank you
absolutely
so much,
can.
Jeremy, for your time with us. I mean, it was just an
Yes.
amazing conversation about tech and just inspiring. And as Maria shared, not to be afraid, and it makes a more inclusive and accessible world for us all. And
Well,
so, thank you again for coming, Jeremy.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm just so honored and so privileged to be part of this dialogue. And if anybody has ideas or something that they want to make sure they see, I'm Jeremy Grandstaff on LinkedIn. I'm the only one in the DC area. So just look me up and I'll be more than happy to work with Stan to incorporate those ideas. And thanks again for, allowing us to be part of the important work that the two of you, with Teresa being your tech support person, are doing.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And we're going to turn it over to Teresa
Teresa.
to share
Hi.
how you can support ACBDA.
Hello, everyone. So I wanted to say I use AI all the time. Deborah can attest to that. And so on that note, I had my assistant, is what I call him, Jay, help me come up with how to talk about our fundraisers. So on that note, our first fundraiser is our Scentsy fundraiser. Fill your home with amazing fragrances while supporting ACB of Virginia. A portion of your purchase goes directly to our work. That fundraiser is going on now until the end of October. And then we also have our t-shirts and tote bags. Show your ACBVA pride with a custom t-shirt and tote bags. They will have our logo on them. They're stylish, practical, and a great way to spread awareness everywhere you go. Now, I'm highly encouraging everybody to get this t-shirt because my goal is to have everybody in this ACBVA t-shirt on Sunday for our annual meeting. I think it would be awesome if we all had the same shirt on. Then talking about the convention, we do have a silent auction going on. Bid on exciting items, gift baskets, and unique treasures. Every winning bid helps support our programs and advocacy. That will be available online, also virtually. And we're hoping to gather donations from our members throughout the community to help support the convention through either door prizes or the silent auction. Now, you will find links to everything that I mentioned. I will list that in the description part of the YouTube video. And or you can go right now and check out our website at acbva.org. And just a quick reminder, don't forget to follow us, like the video, and share it with your friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you.
And so we're ending this wonderful segment of Voices of Vision, and we encourage everyone to go to our website and other social media to look at past Voices of Vision shows and to look at our upcoming schedule for the next exciting show. So everybody, thank you, Maria.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you,
Thank
Teresa.
you.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy, and thank you, Teresa. And as we always end, we encourage everyone to use your voice and share your vision. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
This has been the American Council of the Blind of Virginia's Voices of Vision. We hope you enjoyed the show. Music by Sam Lupica. Visit our website at acbva.org. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe with us on our YouTube channel. Email your story ideas to communications@